In dangerous times, your house is your castle. Crap hits the fan, it is the best place to be, hands down. Well, at the very least, if you follow these simple steps and rules, there's certain things you need to know. And of course, stay to the end, because the most important one, the most life-saving one, is going to be at the end. But to first understand this, we have to understand the motivations of the marauders. They're not pounding on your door to get your Netflix or your VCR. They want your valuables. Now, in peaceful times, that's like gold, money, jewelry, etc. Oh no, but that's not the valuables during crap hits the fan. Food, water, essentials, survival items is what they're looking for. And these people, as I'll show you in a minute, will be extremely desperate. And desperate times call for desperate measures. Because understand, this simply could be a neighbor, a family you had over for dinner, and now guess what? They have no food, and now they have no hope. And guess what? Now they're coming to your house again for dinner. In fact, now they want all your dinners because you know what? I don't care if I'm not a prepper. I want your food. It's not fair you have food, but I don't for me and my family. So I can't stress this enough. How do we deal with these people? First, you can't let anyone know you're a prepper, period. Not a soul. Not your friends, not your family. I mean, in a lot of ways, especially not your family. You can't let anybody know because in peaceful times, you know what? I'm a prepper. But when crap hits the fan, these people will be starving and hungry and desperate, and they'll know exactly where to go. Do not tell a soul. With that, you'll still have marauders at your door. So you do have to take in consideration fortification. Now, hear me out. Obviously, you need to fortify your home. I've talked about this in many videos. Steel reinforced doors, unbreakable windows, put the film on them, or bars in the windows. I mean, there's so many things we talked about before. But besides that, I want you to understand something. Listen to me very carefully. These desperate people will get into your house. By doing all these fortification measures simply slows them down. They will get in because they're starving and they'll do anything. Well, either to get in or get you out. And how will they get you out? History has shown in these situations, they will simply set your place on fire. Are you prepared for that? And by the way, I do have a solution at the end of this video, and that's why I have to stay through this. It is literally the best way to be able to handle this situation. Now, when it comes to your food and such, you need to be able to hide it in certain places and diversify. Bury some here, bury some there, store some here and there. So many places to hide food. Get creative, get clever, and figure it out. Now, when they come to your house, here's one of the best strategies to do. In your basement where you would normally store all your food, maybe you have 15 shelves. Hey, but where's the food? Maybe you have a couple cans up here, maybe a box of stuffing there, barely anything. When they get down there, they'll say, oh man, I knew you were a prepper, I knew you had food, but obviously somebody beat me to it. Oh well, nothing I could do here now. It's all about deception. And on a special note, you also have to fit in with these desperate people. Don't stand out. You can't use your super loud generator. You can't have lights peeking out your window. It'll all attract attention. You can't use your barbecue grill. That delicious smell will attract everybody. You can't even appear well-fed. You can't walk around like you just had a delicious steak for dinner. And you cannot be nice and squeaky clean. You have to do your best to try to look like, well, honestly, a homeless person. Now, when your neighbor comes to you and says, hey, let's head out and get some food, or maybe go hunting, you can't simply say, no, I'm good. Because what you're saying to them is, no, I'm good. I've got a lot of food at home. You have to appear as desperate as they are. So go on their hunting parties, their raiding parties. I mean, I'm not saying do unethical things. Hopefully, I'm not going to be doing that. But you have to look just as desperate as they are. On that same note, if the military is active and handing out rations, you say, yes, please. In fact, you say, sir, may I have some more? Because the government coming to your door saying, I have rations for you. If you're like, no, I don't want any, or you don't look desperate, they'll be like, oh, you have some food? Because I need you to know there's executive orders already signed where the government can take your food away. That certainly may be a test for them to say, oh, you've got food, I'm going to take it from you and give it to your neighbors. And on that note, obviously, you must have weapons, lots and lots of them, and a wide variety too. But more importantly, so much more importantly, you must train and drill and practice with those weapons. Because understand, that target of yours is not going to be a paper target on the wall that's just sitting there. It's going to be a moving paper target. You're going to be moving. Adrenaline's going to be flowing. You're going to be nervous. That target, the paper target, may be fighting back against you. So you have to train and drill and practice. Owning a weapon is going to do nothing for you if you don't know how to use it and aren't very familiar with it. And there are lots of weapons to train with, by the way. In fact, in a real life situation, almost anything can become a weapon. And you need to drill, train, and practice with every kind of weapon to become very fluid with those. Because understand, marauders aren't necessarily looking for a fight. In fact, they're often looking for the easiest path to get food. And the harder you make it for them, the better chance that you're going to survive this. With that in mind, establishing a network is essential. A prepper community is very important. Now, I already told you, don't let people know you're a prepper. I stick with that. There's a way to be able to do both things here. Go to your local stores, your local hunting store, your pawn shop, your library, put up flyers and say, hey, next Friday at such and such time, if you're a prepper in preparedness and you want to come meet with us, we're meeting at this time. You don't have to give your name, phone number, nothing. You can completely stay anonymous, start meeting up with other people. And if there's somebody you start to trust more, well, maybe you can start letting the cat out of the bag a little bit with that person. But be very cautious about that. But you will find a lot of like-minded people and some close allies for when crap hits the fan. And understand from my viewpoint, look, I'm a host of a prepping channel. I own and run a martial arts studio. My whole life is geared toward prepping and preparedness. And I have people all the time. I'll walk through a grocery store and somebody come up and say, oh, I love your channel. I'm a prepper because this and this and this. No, obviously, I'm never going to give away what they've told me. But you need to find close allies. And there are tons and tons of people out there. Trust me on that. So more than likely where you're at too, there's lots of preppers hidden out there. Now, when I was in the military and went to third world countries, places where the government wasn't there to protect the people, kind of sounds like America, doesn't it? The neighborhoods would band together. They would actually stand watches together, rove and go on patrol together, and they would do everything they could to protect their neighborhoods and communities. And I completely believe in the United States, crap hits the fan, this will happen as well. Not everywhere, but it will happen. And you are a vital part of this because you're already the prepper, you're already the leader. You've been waiting for this day, preparing for this day to come. And you're going to help these people organize. Being organized with this is the key. What kind of organization are we talking about? Finding people who are medical professionals, maybe great cooks who can watch and train the kids, gardeners, mechanics, the list goes on and on. And I'm not kidding, start taking notes now. Wow, this neighbor is a mechanic and this person is a nurse. And so you'll know exactly who in your group you can actually depend on. You don't even have to talk to them ahead of time. Again, you don't want to let people know you're a prepper, but start keeping tabs. But your community come together is the key. It may not. You may be in an area where the community won't come together. And if you are basically trying to stay alive and everything with your prepping ways, well, you think you're simply keeping alive, but everybody else is desperate. Your house is going to stand out like a sore thumb. Yours will glow and say, come raid me. I'm a prepper. And that comes down to the last 2 points. Both of these are so important. Take notes. Number one, you want to make sure your house doesn't stand out like the Griswold's house. Instead, break the windows out. I mean, you could possibly retreat everybody in your house to the back rooms, but on the front, where people are going to see it from the road, the windows are broken out, maybe in like spray paint, flat black spray paint to make it look like it's been burned, possibly even burn parts of the house without burning the house down. Take the old crappy car in your driveway, the one that doesn't run anymore, and burn it. Do everything you can to make it look like your house has already been raided. And the second point, marauders will still come to your house. I mean, the difference is, however, when they see their house kind of burned, everything broken and stuff, they'll already be more relaxed. I mean, we're not talking about paramilitary groups here. We're talking about people just going looking for food. So you have the element of surprise. They'll come around, do whatever you need to, take care of business, etc. Hopefully they'll go away, completely bypass you overall. But if they do come over there, the element of surprise will keep you and your family alive. All right, guys, we're looking for crap hitting the fan. We're going to have all kinds of looters and marauders and problems coming to your house, your front door. How are you going to handle that? Put in the comments below. What are some other ideas you've come up with as well? Because as a group, we're a community. We want to stick together and help each other out. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.